You're probably going to regret this if you do not understand your brain. It's very important to understand your brain and probably hack it in order to get productive and in order to get everything that you want in your life. Number one thing that we do at this age is doom scrolling. That's how we keep procrastinating, we keep putting off our work and anything that we want to do because we procrastinate. And why do we procrastinate or why do we waste the time is all here, right here in your brain. Let's understand the concept of dopamine dripping and dopamine doping. Now, what exactly is it? You must have heard the happy hormone. That's the dopamine, a very important hormonal chemical that our brain releases. And one of its major tasks is what is the reason it's called a happy hormone is because when you do something, it rewards you. This hormone gives you a reward. There's a pleasure center in our brain that gets activated because of this, and we feel happy. If we accomplish something, the hormone dopamine is released into our body and we feel excited and we feel happy and accomplished. The same thing goes when you eat something which you love, you have a dessert and you feel happy. Now, what happens when you constantly start having dopamine and you constantly start craving the dopamine hit? Now, it's up to a natural level, it is completely normal to want to have the feeling. But what happens when you constantly chase the dopamine hit? Now you must be wondering, okay, what am I talking about and how does it relate? It's actually very important because of the one main thing that we keep doing all our life is doom scrolling. I don't think I have to even question, but most of the times the first thing that all of us do when we get up or we open our eyes in the morning is take our phones. Yes, that's the first thing we do. We open our phones, we check our emails, we go to our Instagram, we check our WhatsApp messages, we check each and everything, and we spend like an hour on the bed and then we get up, and then that is the point that you wake up until you go to sleep. You're on your phone constantly. Why is that? And what it does to your brain? Now, when you open your phone the first thing in the morning, it releases dopamine. So you feel good because the moment you get up, you're seeing something and you feel good about it. Now, throughout the day, you're chasing that dopamine hit, that first thing that you got in the morning. Till you sleep, that's what you chase. So you're constantly in this competition where you want to keep getting dopamine. So that's called dopamine doping. You're literally using it as a steroid, or it's a drug that you are actually constantly in the need of. You crave it. So that's why the moment you stop your scrolling and then you keep your phone aside and you feel, okay, I'm feeling bored, I have nothing better to do, and you take your phone back and you start scrolling through it. Now imagine you decide that, okay, you know what, I'm not going to be using my phone for the next half an hour and I would rather read. You're going to feel really bored and out of your mind when you start reading or you start doing something productive or you start working, because now the dopamine levels that are already here, which is already high, when you're doing certain activities that produces a low level of dopamine, there is a gap here. So you feel like you are not accomplishing anything and you want the hit, you want your dopamine level to be here constantly, which is not actually possible. If you're constantly having your dopamine level here, any activities that produces less dopamine will not help you in any way, because you are now in the need, in that craving place, craving sense to need that dopamine. So you once again crave and you do some activity that gives you more dopamine. Now, when you're doing this each and every day, what exactly happens is when you're doing something productive which produces low level of dopamine, even though that is something which is very important for you, you tend to leave it aside. You do not want to do it anymore. You're just done. You're just done with it. You don't want to do it anymore. How about we focus on dopamine dripping? What is dopamine dripping? That is throughout the day, you keep getting small levels of dopamine. That way, you can actually hack your happy hormone. You're going to stay much more happy, energetic, alive, feeling ecstatic if you have a constant dopamine dripping of a level instead of having a lot of dopamine and which you cannot maintain throughout the day. So you are always here and chasing this level. Now when it comes to dopamine dripping, that is you give yourself small amount of dopamine throughout the day, you actually feel much better and happy, and you're not chasing anything. You will be in a constant feel good situation without having to try harder. Now how does that work? Instead of picking up the phone first thing in the morning, which is something that we have been hearing all the time, we hear it all the time but we never do it. But if you stop using your phone first thing in the morning and instead do something that is more soulful, do something that is something makes you feel better without using your phone, there will be a dopamine dripping. There will be a small amount of dopamine which will be released. If you feel happy reading early in the morning, something, uh, anything, if it's something that you like to do, maybe having a cup of coffee first thing in the morning, it'll release a small amount of dopamine and it's going to make you feel good. Then maybe you meditate and then you release dopamine, you feel good. Again, you read, you feel good. You exercise, you would feel good. You do something productive, you do some work, you have a time slot, you finish an hour of work, you feel good. You go outside, take a walk, maybe you go for meeting a friend. When you do certain activities which are not constantly in the high like a drug, you are getting small drips of dopamine and you feel happy about it. You're not chasing anything. Now you're in a natural state where dopamine is doing the work that it's supposed to be doing. So that's how you hack your happy hormone. You're not constantly chasing something. This is not a drug. But most of the times in our brain, dopamine has become this addictive drug that we are craving. We are constantly running towards something that we want, and when we don't get it at the end of the day, we are just sad and depressed because we're like, oh my god, I'm not feeling happy, I'm not feeling excited, I don't know what it is. It's literally you being addicted and you do not even know, you don't even understand that you are actually addicted. So you need to take a step back, see what you're doing with your life, and focus on hacking this small thing. When you hack your brain small step by step, you are already on the path to greatness. It's simple. So you need to hack your happy hormone. You cannot keep giving yourself stimulus that is so high that the dopamine levels reaches up till here, and obviously when it's reached to the highest level, it's going to go down. It cannot go beyond that. It has to come down, and the moment it comes down, you feel the need to again go to its peak. And this is how your dopamine levels keep moving throughout the day if you're not leading a healthy way. Whereas where you are focused and being intentional with your day, being intentional with your life, the way you do your day-to-day activities, your dopamine levels stay very constant. When your dopamine levels are constant, you automatically feel happy, you automatically feel productive, you automatically feel good about yourself. And that is how you move forward. Hack your brain, hack your mind. That's it.